Hey guys, welcome to today's video and welcome to my Vlogmas. So I am not sure if I already told you in a previous video because I'm doing some pre-filming, but Vlogmas is going to look a little bit different for me this year, just with a toddler and a 4-month-old. It's not feasible for me to upload every single day in December or even to do every other day for 12 days like I've done in the past. So I decided just to do a week of Vlogmas leading up until Christmas. Today is the first video. It is a kickoff and we'll run through Christmas Day and I'll upload a video every day, but each day I'm going to have these videos as collab videos. I will be collabing with another YouTuber. It's gonna be a surprise, I'm not gonna tell you who. And yeah, so I thought that would make it a little bit more fun, put a little bit of a spin to it. But we are going to kick off Vlogmas with some gift-worthy eyeshadow palettes. I did film a holiday gift guide. I can link that right here if you would like to check that out. But I left eyeshadow palettes off and I thought that it would be fun to do this video separately. So I have 10 gift-worthy eyeshadow palettes that I am going to share with you. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Kelly and I love all things makeup and beauty. I love talking, I love makeup, I love talking about makeup. So if you like to chat about makeup too, I would love to have you subscribe and be part of the KBeLLA fam. But why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. So before we get started, I am super excited to share that my Vlogmas collab today is with the beautiful Heather Austin. Heather and I have been friends for over a year now. We got to meet in person recently. We chat on Marco Polo all the time. I love her content, I love her videos. She's super creative, she's super fun, and she's very, very sweet. What you see on camera is what you get. I just love her to pieces. And she actually, I think she created this video, the gift-worthy palettes. I don't know if it was last year or the year before, but I thought it would be fun, since she's the creator and one of my really good girlfriends here on the platform, that it would be fun to do this video with her. So I am going to share 10 palettes that I think are gift worthy. She will be sharing 10 palettes on her channel that she thinks are gift worthy, and I will be interested to see if we have any overlap. So why don't we go ahead and jump into the video. Also, real quickly, I almost forgot. I already introduced myself, but if you are coming over from Heather's channel, hello, welcome. My name is Kelly. I am an elementary school teacher and I like to do YouTube on the side. I am a mom. I have 2 kiddos. They're pretty young. I have a 3-year-old and by the time this video goes up, a 4-month-old. So this is kind of like, YouTube is my happy place. It's how I stay sane in this crazy world. But let's jump into the palettes. I feel like it's only fair that I kick off with a palette and a brand that is new to me, and it is the Adept Heather Austin collab. This obviously is Heather Austin's collab palette, but even if this wasn't a video with Heather, even if she wasn't one of my really good friends, I would still be mentioning this palette here. This was my first time trying Adept Cosmetics, and I have to say, these shimmers are out of this world. I feel like the mattes, they work good. You know, I like mattes. I'm kind of more of a shimmer girl. I feel like the mattes are good. They blend out easily and everything, but it's really the shimmers that stand out to me. The quality is just impeccable. You get a nice bright shimmer on your eyes. I don't have fallout throughout the day. My eyeshadow isn't disappearing. These shadows are really reflective. You have like duochromes and multi-chromes, and it's just a palette that I find myself wanting to reach for again and again and again. I don't know if this is going to be limited edition, but I do know it is still in stock, and Heather has a code with Adept. So I'm gonna link all of these palettes down below, but definitely this would be a great palette to gift a makeup lover, and you can use Heather's code to save some money. Now I do have to say this next palette is going to be the most expensive that I am mentioning, but it is a Pat McGrath Mothership. So I did get my first Mothership this year. This one is in Moonlit Seduction. Let me make sure I'm saying that correctly. Yes, Moonlit Seduction. I did have a friend gift me Divine Rose, so I had to think for a minute and figure out if I was pulling out the right one. Now, I'm not necessarily saying just Moonlit Seduction, but this is the only one that I can speak to. Like I said, a friend gave me Divine Rose, but I haven't tried it yet. But I think this eyeshadow palette, it's expensive, okay? It's like $120 something, maybe $128 or something like that. But these shimmer shades, these special shades right here are so reflective. They really pack a punch. They really stand out here. This one is a great one if you're someone who wants something more toned down, more neutral, not so colorful. You do have nice neutral shades in here. You have some regular satiny shimmers, but then you have these pops of color that really just make your eyes stand out. And I honestly, this is an investment, okay? It's heavy, it is thick, it is an investment, it is luxurious, but I feel like if there's someone in your life that you love so much who has been eyeing any of these mothership palettes, not just necessarily this one, but any of them, I feel like the holiday season would be a great time to gift this beautiful, luxurious palette to someone, and I don't think they would be disappointed. I know I wouldn't be. We're gonna stick in the luxury realm since that's where we are right now, but I also wanna recommend Natasha Denona. Now, I'm not necessarily recommending that you go out and purchase 3 eyeshadow palettes. I just pulled 3 of my favorite Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes, and I feel like if you find a color story that you enjoy or that the person you're gifting for would enjoy, I think the quality is amazing. Natasha Denona has like one of my favorite like eyeshadow qualities, is that right? My favorite quality of eyeshadow. I feel like they're super blendable, they're super pigmented, they really pack a punch, and these are 3 that I reach for time and time again. So the newest one is the My Dream palette, and if I have looks with these, I will link them down below. But this one's beautiful. You do have a nice duochrome here. You have some mattes and shimmers, very reflective shades. Love this palette. Of course, you have the Glam palette, which I feel like is a classic. This was my first taste at the Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes. You do have more of a cooler toned vibe, so if the person that you are gifting likes more of the cooler tones, that would be a great one for them. And then of course the retro palette. Now these are all middies. I should have said that. I think that they're like $69 or $68, something like that. This one is for the person who is into like the cranberries. We also have some taupe shades in here that I love. Again, you just have a nice variety. The quality is great. The mattes are super blendable and creamy. The shimmers pack a punch. I don't get a ton of fallout, and I just really, really enjoy the quality. And these midi palettes at 60 whatever dollars are, I feel like they're the best value, the best bang for your buck. Can you hear my daughter in the background? Going back into the indie realm, I got my hands on the Nomadic Cosmetics Hudson Valley palette, and I think this palette is absolutely stunning. If you have someone in your life who really loves matte eyeshadows, this is very matte heavy. You do have 3 shimmers, but you have more mattes. This also has like nice, rich, warm pigmented shades. So if you have someone in your life who's like into these fall tones, into the rich shades, the reds, the berries, you do have a little bit of a cooler vibe over here. This is a great one too. You do get a nice mirror in here. It is cardboard, but it feels very nice and sturdy. I love the packaging, and I just think that it's really great quality. The palettes that I have been mentioning have been more on like the pricier end. So if that's out of your price range and you're looking for something more around the $27 range, Sigma came out with these minis. I think these minis are amazing. You have 7 pans here. This is the Enchanted palette. They also have a mini Coeur de Rosa, a mini Ambiance, and a mini Warm Neutrals. So I feel like you'd be able to find one that works for you. You get the same great Sigma formula, and then you get their favorite eyeshadow shades from the larger palettes. They do also have the larger palettes as well, but I think these minis are great because if you have someone who's maybe a beginner or they get overwhelmed with the larger palettes, this just has 7 shades. So it's kind of quick and easy and go-to and great quality. I do have a code with Sigma. It is just KBELLA. That will save you 10%, so you can save 10% on top of an already discounted price of like $27 or $29, $27, whatever it is. But these are great giftable palettes as well, and they're very nice and sleek, great stocking stuffers. I always see this palette recirculating around the holiday time. I thought that it was limited edition, but I don't think it is. This is the Nars Climax palette. This was my first shot at Nars eyeshadows. I really love it. It's a cute little 9-pan eyeshadow palette. You do have a mix of shimmers and mattes, but you get some nice, like very, I feel like very holiday-esque vibes. You have this cranberry shade, you have a green, you have this blue, which reminds me of New Year's Eve because it's almost like a blue-black. The mattes are super creamy and blendable. The shimmers are amazing. Again, you get a cute little mirror here. And I see this one on sale from time to time. So if you keep an eye out on the Nars website or sign up for Nars notifications, I feel like this one was just on sale recently, and it's definitely great quality and a fun palette to have. If you have a neutral lover that you are trying to shop for, I definitely recommend the Lunar Beauty Nude Prism palette. This was my first go at Lunar Beauty eyeshadows, and I absolutely love this one. You get a great array of lighter browns, you get a great array of deeper browns, and then you have a row of shimmers. While it looks similar and maybe boring to a color lover, for someone like me who is so into neutrals, this is like a staple palette. I can go in with any of the matte shades, throw a shimmer on the lid, and like good to go, get a nice easy look. You have a beautiful mirror in here. The quality is great, and I'm just really impressed with the Lunar Beauty formula, so I think this is a great one as well. Lunar Beauty is a brand that was created by Manny MUA, who is a YouTuber here, and another YouTuber, Jamie Genevieve, came out with Vive Cosmetics, and I love her Muse palette. Now, she does have the Muse palette and the Essentials palette. I prefer the Muse palette over the Essentials palette. If you have someone who is like into the romantic, like berries and mauves, this is a great one. This Regal shade, I don't have anything like it. It's like a cranberry purple undertone. You have a beautiful gold in Finery. You have a nice neutral shade in Divine. The mattes are absolutely amazing and blendable. You get a nice pan size here. Again, you get a mirror. I just think the quality is great. I didn't love the Essential palette, but I was highly, highly impressed with the Muse palette. Now this next palette, I'm still testing it out, and it's not like my favorite palette or my favorite formula, but I know that there are people who really, really love this eyeshadow palette, and I'm talking about the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. So I recently filmed 2 looks trying this out, and you can watch that video if you want to hear my thoughts on the palette or why it's not an absolute favorite. But I know my friend Molly from Makeup Molly said that this is her favorite formula, and this palette was such a standout for her. And I have seen other creators compare this one and the Huda Beauty My Dream palette, and they said that they liked this one better. I personally like the My Dream better, but I know that there is an audience, there are people who are enjoying this palette and absolutely loving it. I don't think this palette is for a beginner. If there's someone who's just dipping their toe into makeup, just starting out, maybe a teenager, I don't think I would go for this palette. I want to say it's like $69. You do have to kind of work with it a little bit, but if you have someone who is already like a beauty enthusiast, maybe you already know that they love Huda Beauty, this would be a great palette to gift them because you do get a ton of fun different textures. You have mattes in here, you have a couple liner shades, you have this glossy shade right here, you have this shade right here with gold flecks in it, so you get a variety in here. So that's why I think that if you know someone who is more artistic or more creative, they would probably really enjoy this one. The last palette I do not have, but I mean, like, I wouldn't be mad if I got it, and I have tried it out. It is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2 eyeshadow palette. I had the Major Dimension 1, and I actually decluttered it because I didn't love the formula. I didn't think the shimmers were great. There were a lot of toppers. And then my friend Smags picked up the Major Dimension 2, and I have a video with it, so you can hear my thoughts in the video down below. But I tried it out and absolutely fell in love with it. I thought the quality was better. I thought the shimmers were more pigmented. I liked the cream bases better. The mattes were super blendable. Again, I want to say it's in the $60 range, so I didn't get it right away, and I thought that I would purchase it closer to the Sephora VIB sale, and then I didn't end up picking it up because I got the Huda Beauty Empowered and the My Dream palette, but I still have it on my wish list. I still have it. I'm still like eyeing it, but again, if you know someone who is into those like mauvey rosy tones, I think that would be a great palette for them as well. But that's going to do it for this first video during Vlogmas gift-worthy eyeshadow palettes. Those were my 10 picks. I'm super excited to watch Heather's video and see her 10 picks and see if we have any overlap. Definitely go and check her out. I know she has lots of discount codes with different brands, and I'm sure she'll be sharing those in the video. But thank you so much, Heather, for collaborating with me, for kicking off Vlogmas with me. If you came over from Heather's channel, I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to subscribe. I do not post as many videos as Heather, okay? Heather posts videos like on a normal week, 6 to 7 to 8 times a week. Like, she is amazing at putting out content. I usually upload 2 to 3 videos a week, but for Vlogmas, for December, for the next week, I am going to be putting up videos every day, and there'll be collabs. So tomorrow is going to be a new collab video as well. So thank you, Heather, for collabing with me. Thank you for coming over if you're coming from Heather's channel, but definitely stay tuned. Make sure you are subscribed. We got some fun stuff coming out. I'm gonna go play with my kids out there because I can hear them. It sounds like they're having a good time. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.